Look, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Trent. For those of you who do know me, my name is still Trent. I have to start by telling you all that I'm a little bit unsure about what's about to happen. This is my first time as a best man, and I'm not really sure what's expected of me. Sure, I've seen some videos of others doing it, but it's never quite the same when you're up here and right in the middle of it, in the grips of it. There's a lot of blood rushing to my head, and I'm not really sure how long I'm supposed to go for. In a lot of ways, I feel just like Jerry's going to feel later on tonight. No, sorry. Seriously. Fornication. Oh, sorry about that. For an occasion such as this. I am told that one of my duties is to comment on the attractiveness level of the bridesmaids. Well, this is one task that I'm going to be able to carry out with great ease because, as I'm sure you'll all agree, girls, you look absolutely scrumptious. As pretty as a picture, and no doubt you're going to be the subject of my unwanted advances later in the evening, and for that I apologise now. In actual fact, I have to comment on the entire bridal party. Just looking absolutely smashing. Joe, you just look so beautiful. Jerry is such a lucky man. And fellas, looking quite sharp, although you've clearly copied my outfit.
And the waiters.
Look, when Jerry first asked me to be best man, I was initially thrilled. But soon my feeling of well-being dissolved into utter apprehension as I recalled the last time I spoke in front of this many people. On that occasion, even though I was convinced, Guy Sebastian and Ronan Keating disagreed and said I definitely didn't have the X Factor. I then started to go over the commitments and the responsibilities that would be thrust upon me as best man. Speeches, Bucks party organisation and the like. But what really rattled my nerves the most was the thought of what this unrelentingly fashionable Hillsong pastor was going to make me wear on his special day. Can I get a shout out from all the Hillsongers out there? Come on, you guys aren't shy, you love putting your hands up. I had visions of standing up here today in some kind of high-top, suede, pointy elf boot. Some sort of tight, tan-coloured three-quarter pants that taped in at my calf muscles. An oversized V-neck t-shirt showing my man cleavage. Some sort of baggy beret or beanie. And three scarves. These guys, they're so fashionable. They've always got so many accessories. It's like it's part of the membership. They're not allowed in if they don't have enough accessories. I was thinking about it though, and I worked out why it is. It's so they can use them to reserve large banks of chairs out at church for their friends. I spent a bit of time explaining to Jerry that as soon as the word skinny was mentioned on the article of clothing's description, it was to be ruled out the suitable for Trent list. Jerry actually rang me and he said, "Let's hit the shops and get some black skinny chinos." I don't even think Jerry liked coffee. So we had the outfit sorted, but then there was the speech. What would I like to say about my amazing friend, Jerry? Initially, I was a bit stumped on where to begin. So naturally, I did the only thing I could do. I took to the internet. With a multitude of search engines at my fingertips, I began to surf the web. And after a few hours, I found some pretty good stuff. And then I remembered I was supposed to be looking for best man stuff. In the end, as we all know, honesty is the best policy. So I went back to where it all began. A few months ago, the phone rang, and it was Jerry on the other end. After our initial banter, in-depth discussion of and analysis of our Supercoach teams, and gentle ribbing about one another's personality shortcomings, the line went quiet. Trenny, what are your thoughts on marriage? I said, Jerry, I'm honoured. That thing we shared back at camp all those years ago was a one-off thing, and I'm not ready to settle down into a long-term relationship, let alone what your employer's going to think of it. He said, no, you've misunderstood. You've misunderstood. I mean marriage with Joe. I said, oh, that's heaps better. But still, that thing that me and her had at that camp years ago was a one-off thing, and I'm not ready to settle. He said, no. You've misunderstood again. He said, I'm going to marry Joe. And I said, oh, that's going to work heaps better for everyone. I never did tell him, but I was a little bit unhappy that it wasn't me he was referring to in the marriage proposal, because I've always thought we've made a great partnership. I love cooking, he loves eating. I love talking, he loves listening. I love drinking, he loves driving. Come to think of it, you're not heading north later, Master, or nothing? No? Okay. Now, I've been married for about 139 years now, and one piece of advice I'd like to give you, Jerry, is do as much as you possibly can around the house. Do everything. I mean shopping, cooking, tidying up, vacuuming, except the washing. Don't touch the washing. You're not qualified. There's systems, procedures, rotations, special hanging techniques, tissue discovery checklists, all of which won't be taught and can't be learned. And it's scary too. You'll find things you don't want to find. I remember discovering that my wife Janine must have some kind of eye abnormality because I kept finding all these eye patches, like the pirates wear. Turned out to be her underwear. The point is, stick to the vacuuming. Jerry, I'm actually very happy that you have found someone to marry. You see, our families were inseparable growing up, and what I thought would happen when I was 7 is I thought Jerry's older brother Josh would marry my older sister Kylie, and Nick would marry my other sister Jo, and I'd marry the gorgeous Shelley, and Jerry would be left with no one. Lucky things don't turn out as you plan when you're 7. Look, in all seriousness, Jo, I know that you have some gauge of this, but I don't think you quite comprehend yet how much of an amazing decision it was to say yes to this man when he asked you to marry him. Not just because of Jerry, I'll get to him, but because of the stock that Jerry comes from. As I mentioned, our families were pretty close growing up. We lived just around the corner from the Gruys. I look back on those years with only fond memories, probably the best of my life. Yeah, sure, Josh used to bash me every second weekend for trying to tag along with his BMX gang. Nick wouldn't let me sing vocals in his garage band. And Shelley said no when I asked her to the Year 6 disco. But I wouldn't change a thing. Weekend sleepovers, making forts and bunkers with Kim's best linen, getting up super early to watch movies we were banned from, putting the trampoline in the swimming pool after Kim went to Woolies, smashing windows in backyard cricket. Kim really loved me. To Pete and Kim, you are absolutely amazing people and amazing parents. So honest, so loving, so kind, so generous. I want to thank you and Josh and Nick and Shelley for helping create such an amazing person and friend that I have in Jerry. Jerry is everything I could possibly ask for in a friend. He's painfully honest, incredibly trustworthy, and fiercely loyal. He humbly and respectfully gives advice with wisdom well beyond his years. He fights for what's right, and he stands up for what he believes in with unwavering faith, even when it's the hardest thing to do. His strength of character is second to none, and he truly is an inspiration to me and pretty much anyone he comes in contact with. He has fantastic taste in music, food, movies, sport, everything. It's pretty easy to see why we're mates. He'd be the first guy I think of if I broke down an hour from anywhere. He'd be the first guy I thought of if I wanted to waste an afternoon away kicking footy or listening to some tunes. And he'd definitely be the first guy I thought of if I needed a pastor to verify my whereabouts on the night in question. One of our favourite performers is Ben Harper, and one of his great songs says, "Take your face out of your hands and clear your eyes. You have a right to your dreams and don't be denied. I believe in a better way." I always think of Jerry when I listen to this song. I think it sums him up beautifully in 3 short lines. Take your face out of your hands and clear your eyes. You have a right to your dreams and don't be denied. I believe in a better way. To Joe, I think back to an end-of-season soccer trip we were on. And after we'd been away for a few days, Jerry came up to me and he said, "What an amazing feeling it is to have someone at home that I miss and I want to get back to." And I knew right then and there that he was in love. I've really enjoyed getting to know you a bit more over the last few months. Your beautiful smile is infectious, and you certainly have made Gerald one happy little Vegemite. I look forward to watching you guys develop a fantastic life and marriage together. Let's have 3 cheers for Jerry and Joe. Hip! Hooray! Hip! Hooray! Hip! Hooray! Can I get you all to stand as I propose the toast? To life, love, laughter, and everything that happens after. To Jerry and Joe.
Well, can we put our hands together for Trent?
What a guy. We never would have known that was so practiced. Wow. So now it's that time of the night which we've all been waiting for with the bride and groom speech.
Why don't you guys stay standing, because...
Oh no, let's sit.
Okay, sit.